Hello, hello. Welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I am thrilled to be back with you all with a new crossword to solve. I see D, as usual, first in chat saying good morning. Hello, Felicious. Hi, Amy and Scav and Rand and Tess. And we got Ledition getting the party started over on Twitch. Jen is here. Larry Locke is liking the live. And someone named XBlow is on YouTube saying hi. It's a new name to me. I hope you like crosswords because that's what we're up to here. And Est is back, also making a guess for one across. Ooh, and Scab's already hedging bets for one across. So maybe we should dive into the puzzle. We're going to be solving today's LA Times crossword. Harris Imran is also on YouTube saying hi. What's up? Yeah, so today we're doing an LA Times crossword. LA Times puzzles do not have titles, remember. It's by Tara Holland. Byline I don't remember seeing before. But there will be a theme. So as we go, let's keep that in mind. And we got one across soup noodles. And my first instinct was udon, and that's what a majority of people are saying in chat. Udon noodles are definitely classic like soup noodles, but Scav is saying soba or udon, and it's kind of making me pause because soba is another four-letter noodle type. And so I actually am not sure we know, and maybe we need one down to sort this out. Caliph Hub, California is shortened, so the answer will likely be shortened. And hello, Essex Gal from UK. How are you? And Jilly's back. We got Mo in chat. Okay, California Hub. Ooh, interesting. Scab was saying USC. I was thinking hub often refers to airports. So I was thinking more like, oh, but everyone is saying USC. USC is a university. Is that a hub? I would think LAX, but I guess X would be a weird starter for... Yeah, Crystal on YouTube is saying LAX. And so is the doctor on TikTok. Ooh, and Ledition is saying SFO. Those are kind of making more sense to me, although now with LAX and SFO and USC, I still don't... Oh, you guys were saying USC because it works with udon. I see. It's just something hub isn't working for me there. So, oh, it seems we have another one of these tricky opening corners. And we're going to need... Yeah, I agree, Scav, that X starting the long is reason for pause. However, 17 across is probably a theme entry, and if any entry in the puzzle is going to begin with an X, it's going to be a themer, right? So I don't want to rule it out entirely. Let's see. So where are we? Baked custard. Yeah, okay, now we're finally getting agreement. This is the first one we have agreement on. Scav and Sella, D, Felicious, Holyhead Harpy, Amy, and Ledition, and Jen are all saying flan. Definitely a baked custard. Not my favorite dessert. My wife loves flan, but I find it a little bland. I hope that's not offensive to say. And apparently is there a flan emoji? That's amazing, Amy. I can't believe you found a flan emoji. Ooh, and Lindsay Morissette is on YouTube also guessing flan. Blake said, what did I miss? A whole lot of contradictions, honestly, Blake. We're sort of debating. One across could be udon or soba. One down could be many things, California Hub. However, if flan is correct, which we feel good about, I think that locks some other things into place. Yes, Sella is saying now SFO works. George, the cool guy himself, is back. SFO for San Francisco's airport is called SFO, and so it was soba after all, I guess. Well done, Scav, for spotting that. It was near unanimity on udon. If Scav hadn't said it, we would have just plunked udon in and carried on with a likely error. We'll check 4 down just to really confirm this. Mo agrees flan is kind of boring. I'm glad I'm not alone. George learned a new song on guitar today. That's pretty cool. That's a great accomplishment for the day. I don't think I've done anything to be proud of yet today. Yeah, which song, Amy's asking. 4 down, part of AD. Aha. Anyone remember what AD stands for? Stella's saying UFO. Oh, for 1 down? It could still be udon, you're saying? California Hub is UFO? That would be funny. No, I think people are right. Anno? AD stands for Anno Domini? Like the year of our Lord? Yeah, George is spelling it out. Denise is spelling it out. Good. Yeah, that's what AD stands for. So the AN checking out makes me feel good. We'll check 2 down as well. I don't think it actually stands for after death, Barbara. It makes sense, but I don't think that is the origin, at least. English Gent at 2 down. And where are we? 13 Steps to Nowhere by Pantera. Unfortunately, I don't know that song either. I'd love to hear you play it, George. If only you could share audio clips. Ah, okay. Evie is here and Huan Hing saying Old Chap and Jasmine. And James Hendry. Okay, lots of people like Old Chap. I think that's a good entry. An English Gent, an Old Chap. I dig it. Lindsay on YouTube likes it. Let's do one more down and then we'll check out 17 Across, which is probably our first themer of the day. George says, bro, I can come into the live and play. Maybe one day, George. Maybe we'll have viewers join us on stream sometime. But I think today is not that day. Yeah, Mo is happy with Old Chap. And then Poor Decision. I'm actually seeing multiple good guesses here. Okay, so Lindsay on YouTube and Ledition want Bad Move. The CM looks a little strange. But there's also Bad Idea and Bad Call. Lots of things look plausible here. Honestly, none of the crosses at 20 look reasonable. Warthog's voting Bad Idea. George says that works with the other letters. Maybe we check 20 across. I know I said I'd look at 17, but kind of want to sort this out first. You know you wanna. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. Yeah, Barbara wants Bad Idea as well with a light bulb. Fortunately, Barbara, I think 20 across is dashing your hopes. Yeah. Because Amy and Jasmine and Larry and, yeah, George, everyone's saying, come on, you know you wanna, come on. Which is sometimes shortened like this. That is legitimate. Crystal and Lindsay on YouTube knew that one. And then that works nicely with Bad Move. Okay, we're in better shape than we were a few moments ago. One across and one down. There were just so many options. I am ready for a theme answer, which I'm assuming lives right here. Has a question mark, which is only more evidence that it's thematic. Peculiar anesthesiologist. And we already have odd in the answer. Odd kind of means peculiar. So I see. Okay, William, Blake, Denise, D, Lindsay, Jasmine, everyone's getting it. Yeah, Larry's really spelling it out. Holy Head Heartbeat. Okay, so I think what we're looking at is odd number. Let me try to understand this. Odd number is a normal phrase, but we're jokifying it here by making the B silent, and anesthesiologists make you numb. So it's a peculiar one, so it's an odd number. Does that make sense? Yeah, Amy says, I got it. I like the wordplay. Or Tess says, I got it. Yeah. Barbara's guessing odd number. It's funny. I like it, to make numb. So I wonder, okay, when you get one pun in a theme slot, you tend to get them all. So I think we're in store for a bunch of puns today. But I'm wondering, what is the consistent thing here? Is it making B's silent? Is that what the source of all the puns is going to be? Peculiar anesthesiologist is an odd number. I like it. It's funny. Branch. 4 people in a row saying yes. Not exactly sure what you're saying yes to. I must have asked a question. Lucky says, I love a good pun. Okay, well, I think you're in for a pleasant puzzle here, Lucky, because I expect more puns. Denise and Warthog, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe that was the only punny themer and something completely different is going on. Lindsay and Ledition like arm for branch. I think that's a solid guess. Comedy, drama, memoirist, Odenkirk. Aha. Okay, well, I only know one person named Odenkirk. I did not know that he wrote a memoir. I did not know it was called comedy, drama. Tracy just followed us. Thank you, Tracy. And Efon, send in love. Amy Gal doesn't know this person, but Sella and Lucky and Jilly and Dee do. Yeah, Bob. Bob Odenkirk and Lindsay on YouTube played Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And I guess, so he was known for comedy before he had his breakout role in Breaking Bad. So maybe that's what this title is referring to, that he did a bunch of comedies and then finally he became known as this big dramatic actor in Better Call Saul. Yeah. Addie just followed us. Douglas said married to Amy Poehler. Is that true? I did not know that. Touch at 5 across. Is Bob Odenkirk actually married to Amy Poehler? I need a fact check on this one. Seems like something I would know. Douglas Filler says I think I'm wrong. You might be thinking of Will Arnett, who was married to Amy Poehler but is no longer. Abut. Yeah, to touch something is to abut it. Abut means to be adjacent. Neon 33 is here getting that. Nice work. 15 across. Fibrous as roots. Fibrous as roots. Ledition seems to be fact-checking you and saying that Bob is married to Naomi something since 1997. Naomi Yomtov, says Denise. Ooh, I like what I'm guessing. Unusual. Yes, Siri says he's married to Naomi. Trusty Siri. All right, Blake and Tess and D and F1 are all saying ropey, which is an interesting guess for fibrous as roots. Not a four-letter word you see every day, but I think it works nicely here. School with a Quaker mascot. School is shortened, so there's some kind of shortening happening in the answer as well. AJ's back on YouTube. How are you? Neon says probably upend, but I don't think that's a school. Ooh, people guessing 8 down as well. Okay, yeah, UPenn looks reasonable. I didn't know that they had a Quaker mascot, but that also seems believable, given their old history, and UPenn fits perfectly, so I'm going with it. Gibson of the Fast and Furious films. Aha, it's not Tyrant. Yeah, that was a reasonable guess because not that many letters start with TYR. But yeah, Gibson of the Fast and Furious, and it's not Mel. That doesn't fit. UPenn are the Quakers, says Peter Kim. Okay, that's useful to know. I'm sure that'll come up again. Anne Augustin is here saying Tyrone. Ooh, but others are saying Tyrese. I'm not 100% sure. The original Wookiee is voting Tyrese. And Lindsay, more people are saying Tyrese, so I'm kind of tempted to put that in. He's in the news around here past couple days. Reed Drummond likes Tyrese. Okay, so I'm going for that. And then it's Tyrese 100%. I like 100% Liz Dexic. So I'm trusting you. I'm not even going to question it anymore. Like taupe. Like taupe. Anyone know what taupe is? Zunjez knows. And Amy and Team Matzo know. Apparently Tyrese Gibson is in some hot water. I didn't know that either. Jen and Jilly and Felicius. Neon is saying a color. Yeah, whatever man is saying a color. Yes, taupe is a color. Larry Locke is saying beige. Yeah, taupe is kind of a brownish beige. But like taupe would be, I think, neutral. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's what Jen and Crystal and Lindsay are voting for. Whatever man is now saying neutral. Yeah, taupe is a very neutral shade because it's beigeish. We'll check 22 down, and then I want to venture into this upper right section there. That's funny, Team Matzo. I'm not going to read it, though. Hesitation sounds. Hesitation sounds. Yeah, kind of classic with these. A warthog trying to come in again with the old Greg references. I don't know. Yeah, we have two reasonable guesses here. You can hesitate by saying You could also hesitate by saying I think we're just not going to know until we get across. So I'm going to leave that blank. I guess I could put the S in if I must, but let's come back. 9 across. Just go to a totally fresh section. Heavens no. Heavens no. Yeah, this might actually be hard with no letters in place. I feel like there are a lot of kind of quaint exclamations like this. Not that I can come up with a single one, but I'll leave it on for a second. Yeah, yikes, egads, yeah, these kinds of things. F1 saying pshaw. Never. Okay, yeah, I don't think we can do this. Let's do it. Team Matsu says, betcha it's egads. Scab says too many options. I agree. Let's do 16 across. Stradivarius alternative. Okay. Oh, Lordy. That's another good one, Amy. Heavens no, Lordy. I like that too. Yeah, too many possibilities. Stradivarius, I know what that refers to. It's a fancy guitar. Reed Drummond is saying viola, which it could be, but I think that I was thinking we were going to go for a different kind of guitar. A viola is a different kind of instrument. It's a fashion store, says Miriam. I didn't know that, Stradivarius. Well, it's probably named after the guitar. Wardog is saying Atari, which I don't think is quite right, but I think it's in the spirit. Yeah. I think what Blake and Scav are saying makes sense. Lindsay and Letition are agreeing on the other platforms. Amati. This is a fancy guitar type. I don't know much about guitars. I mostly know this from solving crosswords. It comes up from time to time. Oh, it's a violin? Am I completely talking nonsense? This is like the other day when I said Sissy Spacek had that famous Oscar speech. I was totally wrong. So it's a violin. So then what is it? I thought for sure. And it's Amati? I thought Amati and Stradivarius both referred to guitars. So confused. Very famous violin maker. All right, well, I'm going to trust chat, I guess, and apologize for my eternal ignorance. Chat seems to agree, though. But I guess viola was a more reasonable guess. I don't know why I thought Stradivarius was a guitar. Dish with vinegared rice, with a vinegared rice base. Oh, it's a brand for both guitars and violins. Demi Hall is trying to save me some face, and I appreciate it. Fender Strad is a guitar. You were right. Stratocaster is a guitar. All right, I'll take some of the face saving, just because I need it desperately. What is this? Ooh, Reed Drummond is saying pilaf. Zunjez is saying sushi. James and Chris Hawk want sushi. Scab says, I don't know what pilaf is. Pilaf is definitely a rice dish. I don't know if it has vinegar in it. Sushi is probably more likely to have vinegar in it, but I don't know that it always does. Should we try sushi? The double I is a little strange, so maybe we check that first. Switch predecessor. Oh, it actually works. Tough clue, but now that we have our theory about double I think we can actually make this work. Amy's shrugging, which is never a good sign. Yeah. Peter Kim and yeah, Jaluha's back. How you doing? Larry Locke. Yeah, Wii. So these are both Nintendo gaming consoles. Like Nintendo Switch is the latest, but Wii, of course, is another. So I was concerned about the double I, but it works so nicely with the clue. I like this clue, by the way. And so maybe it is sushi. Let's try it. Peter Kim says, I used to do crossword puzzles. Well, what do you mean used to? You're doing one right now. No such thing as used to in crosswords. You just pick another one back up, and now you're doing crosswords. Part of a blue crew. Oh, by the way, should we be thinking about what this W means for 9 across? Maybe we should. Barbara McDowell giving me some sushi emojis on Facebook. Too late. I already showed a clue. So D and Jilly and Ohio Caveman and Tia and Chris Hawk are saying Smurf, part of a blue crew. That seems right. The Smurfs are famously blue. Yeah, and then I guess Scav and Peter Kim are right on this. Pshaw, which was not a leading guess earlier. We had a bunch of guesses for 9 across, but I guess it is pshaw. Heavens no. When was the last time any of you said pshaw or wrote it? Good morning, Jessica. Welcome back. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this section. Let's check the long down. Artistic style that imitates another. Artistic style that imitates another. Julie says, I've never heard of that expression. Are you talking pshaw? I've never said pshaw, says Regrummond. All right, entrance number 9. You've got my attention. Who's coming? Who's coming to town? Will Ryder and Team Matzo and Lucky are all saying, oh, actually, Will Ryder's saying pastime. Artistic style that imitates another pastime. I could sort of see an argument for this. ESI looks a little strange. Lucky and Team Matzo and Blake and Efan are saying pastiche. Lindsay agrees on YouTube. Pastiche. Nice word. I think that is more literally what this means. It's what fancy art people say, says Scav. And ESC exit key. Yeah, okay. So that does work. The exit key on your keyboard to like leave a window is escape. So I think we are in good shape here. Now it is time for 24 across, which I'm assuming is another themer. It is another question mark, so probably we're getting puns. Sad maker of simple dresses. Sad maker of simple dresses. What are we doing here? Welcome, VetArt. Welcome, VetArt on YouTube. Ever the entrance. Interesting. Yeah, so Amy is saying down. Sad and down makes sense. It's kind of like how this one had peculiar and it was odd. This one, sad, maybe is getting it down. And yeah, downshifter. Weird clue, says Jessica. Yeah, well, they're all the themers are weird clues today. I think that's what we're in for. Chris Hawk says downshifter, so clever. I might need some help with this, understanding this one. Downshifter. Sad maker of simple dresses. Is a shift a simple kind of dress? I think it might be. Yeah, shift is an old-timey night dress or slip. But what is a downshifter? Because an odd number is a real thing, so a downshifter should be a real thing, and I'm feeling Amati-like about this. I'm ignorant. A shift is a dress. Yeah, that much I'm good with. What is a downshifter? Like in real life, yeah, sad equals down, but I mean in real, like, odd number. We're not talking peculiar here. An odd number is a standalone thing. What's a downshifter? Like driving, downshifting gears, driving a manual car, downshifting. Okay. Shifting a car. Will Ryder followed us. Thank you. Okay. I might need one more themer before I fully understand this. It's a manual car to shift gears, says Alfredo. Okay, thank you. Gearing down in a vehicle. So a downshifter is a real thing, and then we're sort of reinterpreting it as someone with an odd profession, someone who makes shifts is a shifter, and they're sad. It's weird. It's very punny. Noodle soup. Oh, we had soup noodles at the start. Now we have noodle soup, and Crystal and Anne are saying pho. Alfredo, thank you for following us. Downshifting is a lifestyle change too. Pranav is getting pho, as is Tia. Chris Hawk says, what website is this? This is Arkadium.com's official channels. So all the puzzles we solve on here are from Arkadium. You can check the link in the bio or even Google Arkadium.com. We're solving the LA Times crossword, which you can find there. But they put out a ton of different crosswords. And another game called Hurdle, which we're going to play after this. All 4. Scav and Amy and Trumpet Mark are saying pro, and Anne Augustin just followed us. Thank you. Trumpet Mark, where were you when I was making a fool of myself about instruments? I needed you to save me. 7 down doesn't make sense. Where's 7 down? 7 down is UPenn, University of Pennsylvania. It does make sense. I look like those AI videos. There's no way that's true. I think you're just trying to rile me up. Ooh, and it was us, by the way, not ums. Downshifter settled that one for us. Components of a square meal. Trumpet Marks is late to the party, clearly. No, you're right on time. You're right on time. We still got lots of puzzle to go, and we're going to need more music help. Kim Williams and Lucky and Jessica are saying ravioli. That's a cute clue. Ravioli is literally square, components of a square meal. Lindsay likes it on YouTube. And I don't think I even looked at this clue. Take back command, I see. Undo is a command, a computer command to take something back. Ginger just followed us. Thanks, Ginger. Good. Yeah, ASD finds this puzzle clever, as do I. Let's check 32 across. Receptive to. That one's pretty much here. Trumpet Mark just followed us. Thanks, Mark. I'll check 29 down too. Are you blank out? Are you blank out? Drink Fake Coke is back. And Holyhead Harpy and Tess and Rand and Michael Cox giving me open. Receptive to, open. Yeah, I'm open to that. And Bree and Snoopy and Full Prism saying in or out. Nicole just sent a heart. Thank you, Nicole. And Monaco Blue. Wow, a lot of new names in chat. Judy and Ball Manute Ball? Okay. Are you in or out? Yeah, that looks right. Let's continue with these downs. Character who says, some people are worth melting for. Sad. I know this, though. Monaco Blue just followed us. Thank you. And Felicia shared the live. Anyone else have friends or family who did crosswords? Let them know we're having fun. Gracie is back. Actually, I say back, but I'm not even sure I have met you before. And Decisive Butterfly saying Olaf. Yeah, we're talking Disney's Frozen. Olaf is the snowman, and some people are worth melting for. Is definitely sounds like something Olaf would say. Splendid. Okay, we got an emoji clue. While Vedart sends me a snowman emoji on YouTube. Ooh, and Jessica sent me, I got actually a lot of snowman emojis. Look at all that. Yeah, Brandon O'Hara here. Gracie just followed us. Thanks, Gracie. Anne and Monaco Blue and Nicole T are all saying wink. Yeah, this is a winky face. I see a semicolon there. Wink it is. Bamabos. Got that one. Aardvark Snack. Good. Aardvark Snack, and we'll just look at the cross. A muscle spasm. Ooh, I think this 37 across might be another themer, so I kind of want to look at that after this. Dorianus and Bill Henderson. Yeah, Gracie answering via emoji, which I always appreciate. Crystal on YouTube and Vedart saying ant, and aardvarks do eat ants. And a muscle spasm is looking like a tick. Monaco Blue and Ledition and Holyhead Harpy helping out there. Yeah, and people are already starting to guess 37 across. Let's check the clue. Slightly loopy purveyor of Scottish attire. Okay, I get this one. This is my favorite one so far. I'm getting it. Yeah. Yeah, off kilter. Okay, let's just make sure we understand. The joke is to interpret kilter as someone who makes kilts, the Scottish skirts. And off kilter is a normal phrase, but no, in this case, it just means you're off. You're slightly loopy. So you're a slightly loopy purveyor of Scottish attire. You're an off kilter. Wow. Just like this is an odd number, a peculiar anesthesiologist, and a downshifter, sad maker of simple dresses. Yeah, odd number was pretty good too. Maybe I shouldn't be picking favorites. You're right, Blake. Yeah, and they're all outfits. You're right. It's not just odd jobs. It's a good point. They're all about. No. It's not. No, number isn't an outfit. It is just odd jobs, I think. Gives an enthusiastic try. Nice. Scav and Tess and Amy and Blake and Bill and Holyhead Harpy and Team Matzo all saying has at it. Jen has at it. And what do we have here? Olympian for one. Good. They tried misdirection with, I don't know, mythology, but Tess says, I don't care. I'm picking Off Kilter as my fave. Tess, same wavelength as usual. Tia and Anne and Jilly and Brandon all saying athlete, which I think works nicely. And Salele just followed us. Thank you so much. Athlete, Olympians, of course, competing in the Olympics. There's a Mazial, got that one. Oh, Teresa. I always mispronounce your name. Or Therese, sorry. Social follower with a question mark. Question mark means we should not be reading this clue at face value. There's some kind of wordplay going on. Drink fake Coke sees right through it, as usual. Socialite. Follower as in suffix, that's the joke. Socialite. Crimson or Carmine? Ah. I learned all about Carmine recently. If I'm thinking of the right thing. Yeah. Okay, so Blake and Anne, everyone's saying red. Crimson, of course, is a shade of red, as is Carmine. Carmine is interesting because I think it comes from bugs. There's this little like beetle-like thing called a cochineal, and in Mexico they harvest these bugs and grind them up to make this amazing dye. And it's this controversial practice because technically Carmine dye is not vegan. There's a lot of death involved in its production, but apparently it makes one of the most beautiful dyes in the world. Yeah, that's what Scav's saying. Carmine, the one they used. I think so. Someone should probably fact check me. Gustavo just followed us. Thank you. Nicole says, these are so clever and fun. You guys are brilliant. I'm glad you're having fun, Nicole. We do have a very smart bunch in chat here. And I'm glad you're one of them. And Elena Erickson just followed us. Hello to you. Meanwhile, loathed is hated. Yeah, that seems right. F1 says you are right about the Carmine and the cochineal. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Okay. Gotta keep on track, though. We do have a puzzle to solve. Pelvic bones. Pelvic bones. So we're probably getting two more themers at 55 or in 63 across, although this one might be a revealer of sorts that sort of ties it all together. I think that would be optional in this puzzle. I think we kind of get it without a revealer, but we'll see. Back to the sacra. Did you guys get this yesterday? Is that why people are saying that? Angela Carrier is here saying sacra. Pelvic bones. Girl of the fam. Oh, I almost said farm, and I was thinking of like female animal names, but no, girl of the fam. Scav says Carmine is made from cochineal insects. Oof, I was right about something. Maybe that makes up for my Amadi blunder earlier. Angela Carrier and Emma and Judy are saying cis. Crystal on YouTube agrees. Casey M agrees. And Angela Carrier just followed us. Thanks so much. Yeah, girl of the fam, a cis, sister, short for sister. Julie likes it. Somewhat. In 3 letters, beginning with an I. Brandon says apparently female beetles only for the Carmine dye. Wow. Didn't know that. Emma and Bill and Letitia and Jen and Karen Carpenter all saying ish. Yeah, somewhat ish, a little bit, kind of, sort of. Should we check 55 across with only the S? I'm tempted. It's a themer, and now we know how the theme is operating, so we might be able to do it with very little information. Highly critical grain producer. Lucky always a bad influence. Egging me on. Highly critical grain producer. It always seems fun in advance, and then we see the clue, and it's like, oh no. Highly critical grain producer. So it's going to be something. Okay. Oh, wow. People are actually. Wow, okay. I got to take this seriously. Efon, Scav, Holyhead Harpy, Lindsay are all saying the same thing. And Matzo is excited about it. Amy's excited about it. Sharp corner. Let's make sure it fits. Sharp corner fits. And then let me understand this. So a grain producer is someone who makes corn is a corner, of course. And they're highly critical in meaning they're sharp. So a sharp, and of course a sharp corner is a natural thing in the world. Wow. Amazing job. How'd you guys get that? Scav giving me two kinds of corn emojis. A sharp corner. It's corny, but that's what we're here for on a pun puzzle. Blake likes it. That's enough for me. We should check it, though. It's not guaranteed to be right, although it probably is right. Growth threatened by an emerald borer. Okay. Growth threatened by an emerald borer. Yeah, Dorianis and Larry Locke and Jilly are all saying ash tree. Scav is saying emerald ash borers are invasive. Yeah, Monaco likes it. Okay, so ash tree makes sense. It's a growth. We had ash already, and I guess emerald borer is an insect that will endanger your ash trees. Good. Invasive species, says Blar. Pretense. Okay. So far smooth. As usual, the opening corner was the rockiest section today. Barbara McDowell on Facebook also getting an ash tree. Nice work. Kim Williams and Bill Henderson are telling, and Judy and Lucky are telling me charade for pretense. I like that. It's looking good. All right, super smooth. Let's check 62 across. Bond actor. Bond actor. So, are we talking James Bond? Charlie Rollins thinks we are. Nicole T thinks we are. Allegedly is back, thinking we are. Yeah, okay, so Craig does look good. Daniel Craig, of course, is the most recent James Bond. Have they announced the next one yet? Craig is a good guess for that. Grass-like plant. Yeah, do we know who the next James Bond is? Allegedly says, "What's up, my goat?" always hyping me up. Nicole T says, no, they have not announced the next James Bond. All right. Okay, we have two guesses here, Hedge and Sedge. I think Sedge is slightly stronger as a guess because Sedge is more grass-like than Hedge. Felicia says Carrot Top, lol. Can you imagine if Carrot Top was announced as the next James Bond? I would see that. Yeah, Sedge is a grass-like plant, indeed. I was a little concerned about the CS, but these time zones always have things like this. Random user says, who would you like to play the next James Bond? I don't know. I've never really thought about it. There are a lot of good leading men right now to choose from. Omar London followed us. Thank you. Wisconsin Winter Hours is Barbara on Facebook is saying CST, and Aries Flinton on YouTube. Central Standard Time. That makes sense. Allegedly says those abbreviations are another language to me. Yeah, it's always confusing. They always end in T, and if it's winter, it's an S here. That's standard. But if it's summer, it's a D here because that's daylight. Daylight, summer, those go hand in hand. Maybe that'll help. Jessica says Sean Connery will be the only James Bond for me. Yeah, classic one for sure. Helen Mirren would be rad. Chili Temps. I'm just saying teeth. I'm not sure I understand why. Casey M and Kim Williams and Judy are saying teens. Nice clue. Yeah, if the temperature gets down to the teens, then it's chilly. Good. And then Dominion. And I'll look at this one as well. Web sections for the curious or confused. Aha. Oh, they're saying teeth because your teeth chatter in the chilly temps. I see. Teens would be warmish for me, says Amy. Uh-oh. I don't think it's fan pages. I thought fan pages made sense, but you don't get confused. Fan pages are not for the confused. FAQ pages, on the other hand, are frequently asked questions. It's a good entry. Yeah, and Baby Grill is saying that I should put rain in for Dominion, which is looking good. Aries Flinton agrees on that. Nice work. All right, onward. I actually want to check this queue. Football VIPs. Okay, this can only be one thing. Football VOPs. Yeah, Brandon M. Huck is here. Rich Little and FCat saying QBs, quarterbacks. Very important people. Secretly loop in. Okay. This is kind of classic crossword as well. Lucy just followed us. Thanks, Lucy. We got several Lucys in chat. Yeah, Blake and Lucky and FCat are saying, and Monaco Blue, and Labo are saying BCC, yeah, secretly loop in. We're talking emails. If you put someone in the BCC field, they'll be looped into the thread, but it's secret. It's not visible to everybody. And Labo just followed us. Thank you. Okay, molasses relative. Yeah, blind carbon copy, Sella is saying it stands for. Right, CC is carbon copy, and the B is for blind. Nicole says, what does QB stand for? That's quarterbacks in American football. Quarterbacks. They're the ones who, throw the ball, basically. Okay, a lot of people saying sorghum. If sorghum is correct for molasses relative, then this entire section is wrong. So I sure hope it's not sorghum. Scav is saying British thing, right? Well, why is everyone saying sorghum? We have letters that we need to respect. Jilly is saying treacle. Jessica says I'm blurry. Oh no, that's not good. Am I blurry for everybody? Holyhead Harpy saying treacle as well. Let's see. A tad blurry. Oh no, I hate to hear that. How do I fix this? I actually don't know. It might be too late. A little blurry. Everyone says I'm blurry. I thought it was my signal. It's me. Oh no. I could refresh, but there's always a risk. I don't want to lose you guys. Bit blurry, but still sharp, says Nicole. Shy. Gil is telling me koi. Pass me the Red Bull is here saying koi. Oh, people looking at 52 down for sorghum. Ah, I see. A little glitchy at times. Ah, terrible. I want this to be a smooth stream. Great Lakes diving bird. And okay. Nice. Ooh, a lot of people know this one. Chrissy Tin. There's a Mazile. Or Therese. Mo and Barbara McDowell all saying loon. Yeah, loons are cool birds. They make a great sound. Look up loon sound right now if you've never heard it. Tess says, I'll just imagine it's my poor connection. Oh no. It's been a little glitchy the past few days, but for me, still watchable. All right, I gotta troubleshoot this. Kind. Yeah, kind, I think not as in nice, but kind as in type. Onward. Luxurious. Scott Eastman is here saying type. And Aries Flinton and Rich Little. Good. Wondering if there's anything I can do. Yeah, all I can think to do about the blurriness is try to refresh my setup, but I worry about losing you folks. Holyhead Harpy and Bill Henderson are saying opulent. That's a nice answer for luxurious. Opulent. Okay, we are in very good shape. Kind of our last section and a half here. I want to check 63 across. Someone with a username just a period says, which crossword is this? This is today's LA Times crossword, and it is, what do I want to say? It's at Arkadium.com. So all the puzzles we solve here are from Arkadium.com. And I want to look at the last themer. Angie Reed says, I'm fine on your end. Well, thank you, Angie. I'm glad to hear that. Deadpan mathematician. Okay, so we're getting a final pun here. And can anyone think of it? Wow, F1 is quick on these. I think you were quick on this one, too. Scab says, wow, what the heck? Drink Fake Coke and Logician Lindsay Morissette. Holy Harpy, Mischievous Moogle. Oh yeah, why summer? So if you weren't here for the theme, I have to explain it. So dry summer. Dry summer is a normal thing, you know, you could have a wet summer or dry summer depending on the rain. But the whole theme today is taking normal phrases like that and interpreting it as people with odd professions. So in this case, a mathematician is a summer, a person who sums. And they're deadpan, they're dry, their humor is dry. So a dry summer, just like a sharp corner, of course, is someone who produces corn, and they're particularly sharp. And an off-kilter is one who makes kilts, who's not quite all there. Mischievous Moogle says, oh, okay, it's clicking. Yeah, that is the... Philip says, lol, how witty. Yeah, very punny crossword today. I enjoyed uncovering these. They're weird. But I always feel like with pun puzzles, if you're going to do puns, you got to go all in, you know? Like, don't hold back on these. Make them weird. Mischievous Moogle says, that's fun. I'm glad you agree. Yeah, Brandon O'Hara and allegedly are saying, sold to the highest bidder. Bonnie Bonbon agrees, as does M. Huck. Looking great. Episode shown after the series finale. At first that seemed paradoxical, but I get what they're doing. I like this clue. Episode shown after the series finale. Yeah, Philip and M. Huck. Amy says odd number is still my favorite because of the silent letter. Yeah, that was a clever way to change number. Christian Sparrow is here. Yeah, Rerun and Angela Carrier. Rerun. Definitely the only kind of episode you can play after a show ends. Good clue. I Am Tomato on YouTube got that one. Fashion logo initials. Chris just followed us. Thanks, Chris. Fashion logo initials. This is another crossword classic. Yeah, Snoopy and Drink Fake Coke and KCM remember YSL. Rich Little and NCD. YSL is Yves Saint Laurent. And they make, I don't know, handbags and other high-end products. Sunspot. Sunspot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Brandon and D see right through this misdirection, and Bryn and Jillian Blake say sky. Philip says, I love their men's cologne. And Chris, our newest follower, and James are saying sky. Yeah, so sunspot, normally you think of a sunspot as on the skin, but the joke here is that the sun is literally in the sky. That's the sun's spot. And the crosses look good, but we should check the clues for good crossword hygiene. Narwhal feature is a tusk, indeed. And soul and only makes sense as well. Okay, we are in good shape. Let us carry forth 36 down, edible part of a pomegranate. Anyone know this word? Yeah, Blake is saying arrow, like Arrow C. Yeah, that's someone who solved some crosswords right there. But no, it's not that one. It's a different. Yeah, it's a different. Rich and Efon and Rand and Ledition seem to know it. And Bill Henderson. Arrow like this with an I is, you know how pomegranate seeds have that little like gel covering them, and you can actually eat the gel around the seed? That's what an arrow is. It's like a casing, an edible casing on fruit seeds. I'll give you one guess how I know that word. Paperclip for an attachment, for example. Paperclip for an attachment, for example. Team Matsu says, never heard this one, and I've been doing crosswords forever. Thanks for explaining. You will see it again. I mean, it's one of those things that now that you know it, it's just going to keep popping up for you. I've seen some paperclip emojis in chat, which is relevant because Deb Zen is telling me it's an icon. I like that. When you're attaching something on an email, for example, the little icon that you click, it looks like a paperclip. Yeah, email joke, as Christian Sparrow says. NT is a little strange, so I want to check it. Last in a long series. Anyone miss Clippy, says Blake. Yeah, Clippy was the original. I mean, Clippy was kind of like OG ChatGPT, like a little helper program. NCD is saying it's NTH. Yeah, nth, like the nth degree, last in a long series. To the nth degree, says Trips. Yeah, exactly. Root word. Root word, and we have a question mark, so it's probably not the literal sense of root word, like, you know, Latin roots. It means something else. Trip says, I loved Clippy, lol. Good. I think Clippy deserves some love. Scav and Angela and Team Matza and D and Issy are all saying rah. That's a good clue as well. We're talking root as in rooting for your team. Rah, rah, rah. Nice clue. Good stuff. All right, we're getting there. Pakistani language. Who knows this? My wife speaks this language, and I have learned a handful of words myself. Yeah, Snoopy and allegedly and Brandon know their Urdu. Looking good. Let's see what the D gives us. Trade. Chadbot 5000 is saying Urdu. And Aries and I Am Tomato and Lindsay on YouTube know their languages as well. F1 says, can you count in Urdu? I definitely could. Now I'm feeling on the spot. Ek, do, teen, char, panch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always forget 6. Trade, deal, Jilly and Angela. That makes sense. All right. Smooth solving. Let's look at some of these downs. Austen protagonist. Okay. We're talking Jane Austen here. Anyone know this? Yeah, people definitely do. Mischievous Moogle and Brandon. Holy Harpy says, let's start hurdle with Pshaw. Can you imagine? I don't even know if it's a legal hurdle word. That would be a little reckless. NCD, yeah, Emma. Emma is a Jane Austen novel named after the title character. The movie Clueless is a modern telling of Emma. Like some tile. Yeah. Looking good. Yeah, D like Yowza. When we started with Yowza, that was irresponsible, and it worked out for us. Issy and Kim Williams and Trips are all saying ceramic for like some tile. I think that looks good. I think we're in the home stretch here, and I think we're on our way to confetti, which I am thrilled about. Vigilant. We got vigilant, and maybe I'll look at this one as well. Stick in the mud. Okay. Yeah, Brandon and Drink Fake Coke and Kim are saying on alert. Yeah, that means vigilant. I think that's a good one. On alert. I'll check this last clue too. When Romeo says, thus with a kiss I die. Ah. Okay. So we have act, and what I think is happening here is that this is going to be a Roman numeral to tell us which act it is. When Romeo says, thus with a kiss I die. So it's either going to be Act 1 or Act 5, because those are the only single letter Roman numerals it could be. Chat is kind of split. I am guessing Act 5, because, spoiler alert, Romeo dies. And thus with a kiss I die doesn't happen in the first act. It would happen in the last act. And all Shakespeare plays have 5 acts, so I think V makes more sense there. We'll check it. Step up, crossing, stick in the mud is looking like an E. So we're going to put an E here. I already see some drum rolls. Do not leave. I am Tomatoes leaving. AJ, don't leave, because we're playing Hurdle. And also, while I have you hostage waiting for Confetti and for Hurdle, I want to make an announcement. Tomorrow is a very special stream. It allegedly says, whoa, spoiler alert, I was going to watch it later this week. Sorry, allegedly. But tomorrow is a very special stream. We have a guest host, celebrity guest host, Andrew Walker, who's Hallmark's leading man, will be joining May to solve a custom crossword made just for the show. It'll have something to do with Andrew's career, so do not miss that one. I will not be around this weekend, so May will be holding down the fort. We will continue keeping the puzzles going every day, because that's what we do here. I'm going to put the E in, and then I'm going to switch to Hurdle, so do not leave. Yes, wonderful. Wonderful work. I enjoyed this crossword. Very punny stuff. And we get the confetti as I'm accustomed to. All right, I'm switching to Hurdle. Hurdle o'clock. Screen share. Yeah. Hopefully you can see that. I'll maybe adjust it so you can see the letters a little better. That looks good. And Tributrin just followed us. Okay. So we need... Yeah, it's Hurdle time, Rainbow Canoe. You're ready. If it doesn't take Pshaw, I'll settle for Hated. Yeah, some people are guessing Sedge, which is another good one. If you've never played Hurdle, we're trying to guess a 5-letter word. We get 6 guesses to do it, and we get more information as we go. There are more mechanics that I'll explain as we play. Stephen Longhofer, thanks for following us. I think we always, we like to start, Amy Gallagher says, Pshaw, Jack, do it. We like to start with a word from the puzzle. Pshaw, I'm just going to announce, is not a wise opening move in Hurdle. It's ill-advised because it's usually good to get vowels first and to guess common letters. Like W is not that likely to be in the final word. H and P are not the most common letters. So what I'm trying to say is, kids, if you're watching, don't try this at home. I'm a professional, and so it's safe when I do it. Okay, Pshaw is in the Hurdle dictionary, which I'm thrilled to learn, and we got an A out of it. But we're sort of working with a handicap here because Rain was a much better guess, but it's too late. We've done the irresponsible thing. A lot of people guessing audio, classic Hurdle guess. Doesn't conflict with anything and it checks the A somewhere else. Yeah, maybe we try audio or a do. Rainbow Canoe wants canoe, which it could be. I'm sort of eager to see some of these vowels, so let's do audio. That was an absolute bust. I'm so sorry. Oof. What does this mean? What does this mean? So either there's only one vowel, it's just a name, something like smack, except it wouldn't be smack, or there's an E somewhere, or there are 2 A's. So we still actually have a lot of possibilities, and we're going to lose because we started with Pshaw, and we deserve it, frankly. Candy. Candy's a cute crate. Huh. Flake. What do we do? Can't be alert because we know it doesn't start with an A. So far of what I've seen, I think Candy's my favorite, but I'm not going to hit enter yet. Does anyone object? Oh, no D. No D from audio. Oof. So what do we do? Crank. Track. All right. Crate. Yeah, maybe crate is safe. Puts the A in a solid spot. We haven't checked T or R, and C are all very common letters. So maybe crate is smart. Yeah, Clark is voting for it. Let's try it. Ooh, that was good. That was what we needed. Not only did the T and the E hit, but we actually know exactly where the A lives now. By the way, I haven't been saying, but the green means that E is in, like, these letters are correct for whatever 5-letter word we're trying to guess. T, it ends with TE. The yellow means there is an A somewhere, but not in these positions. So actually, by process of elimination, we know A must go in the second position. It's the only place remaining. Now, what does that mean? What actually is this? Because I'm tempted to put an S after the A, but it can't be. Oh, latte or matte. Those are both excellent guesses. I love it. Yeah, latte and matte. Nice spot, guys. It could be either. We do have multiple guesses. Charles says, "How is this different from Wordle?" I will tell you right now. It is the same as Wordle, but it's going to change soon. And I will tell you when we get there. I'm going to guess Matt. Yes, well done, everybody. Okay, that was great. So here's one difference between Wordle and Hurdle is that now we go again. We've jumped over one of 5 hurdles, and our first guess is automatically the answer to the previous board. We have no control over this, and now we only get 5 guesses of our own. This continues. It keeps chaining together, and then at the end, something crazy happens where the stakes get really high, and it's very tense. So stick around for the end, and you'll see the real difference between Hurdle and Wordle. Holyhead Harpy says, "See, we survived with Pshaw. I knew we could." Yeah, it was irresponsible, but it's fun to get away with something irresponsible. Nicole says, "This is so interesting." I'm glad you think so. I really like this game too. I'm seeing several people guess mound, which I think is a good guess. Gets several vowels in the mix. N and D are common letters. So let's try it. Very, very fruitful. The O hit, so it does begin with MO, and there's an N somewhere, but not in the 4th position. Christian Sparrow just followed us. Thanks, Christian. So we need an N somewhere. So maybe, what's it going to be? We're low on vowels now. I think we do need another vowel, either a second O or a Y or an I. It can't be money, Issy, because there's no E. A lot of people guessing money. It can't be. We know there's no E from the gray E in Matt. Well, moron. Not a very nice word, but it is possible. Logician voting for it too. It can't be mouse skill because we know there's no U and no E. Munch. That's a good guess too. Sella. And Mooney is a word, Barry. Pretty sure Mooney is a word. Let's try munch. It can't be Morn, Clark, because of the U. There's no U. We know that from Mound. And Scav is saying monks. They tend not to do plural words in Hurdle. Oh, there's no U. It can't be munch. Oh my god. Thank you. Everyone yelling at me. I didn't press enter. It's hard being. I feel like I'm driving a school bus right now or something. I need to keep us all safe. No, it's not munch. I'm not doing it. So what am I doing then? What's the best guess other than munch? What's a real guess? Mooney? Yeah, mommy. Interesting. I guess the Y will be informative either. Oh no, it's not Mooney because the N can't go there. What is this? It's not Mooney, guys. The N. We're actually in bad shape. It's not Morn. Sella, I think there aren't plurals. I don't want to mislead you, but I'm pretty sure that Hurdle doesn't do plurals. If we get really desperate, I'll guess a plural, but I think we should try to steer away from it. Moron, yeah, I guess that's the only thing that actually works. Chili was saying it ages ago. Moron. I'm going to try it. Wow, it worked. Amazing. Amazing. I almost made a moron of myself in that, but you guys saved me. Okay, board 3 out of 5. Do not get complacent. We have lost before. Keep our head in the game, and we want to get to step 5 because that's when it gets real fun. NCT says Hurdle is rude. Okay. Someone's saying ready or raise. Those are both good guesses. Yeah, I'm seeing several people Issy and others saying raise. So maybe we do it? Yeah, it gets a lot of vowels, an R and an S. I like this guess. Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Ooh, ER, an ER ending is looking promising. Although that would probably put the A here, which it can't be. Could be something like alter. Yeah, or after, as Brandon is saying. Bread. Yeah, or it could be something totally different like bread. Cream. What do I do? A lot of people guessing after. Peter Rivet on YouTube saying alter, which was my guess. I think alter is slightly wiser just because L's are more common than F's. Are we okay with this? I'm not making any serious mistakes. What did Jean Valjean steal? I know the answer to that. It's not a bad guess, allegedly. All right, I'm doing this one though. Okay, I apologize. I was wrong. Bread is looking better and better, isn't it? Okay, Trips wants bread. NCD wants bread, and allegedly is giving me riddles about bread. Emma with a smiley wants bread. We'll do it. Okay, still fruitful. I'm actually starting to get a little nervous though, because we only have 2 more guesses, and we need to make this work. Let's see. There's no. So, what can start this? Ooh, actually, there are a lot of possibilities. I'm getting nervous. Cream, creek, freak. It can't be great because of the T. Oh no. I think we have too many possibilities. Reek, right? WREAK is a word. Oh, no M. Can't be cream. Yeah, reek with W. So between freak, creek, and reek, we already don't have enough guesses, so we might have to do a throwaway word. It's getting tense, though. Because the opening letter could be W, F, or C. Do you know what I'm saying? By throwaway word, I mean we guess something that doesn't necessarily have R's, E's, and A's in it. We just try to gather information about what the starting letter could be. So if we get something with an F, W, C, some kind of as many of those letters as we can, it'll give us information. Yeah, like woken has 2 of the 3. Yeah, filler word with a C and an F, something like this. Rec has 2 of them. There's probably nothing with a W, F, and C, right? So Blake is saying rec. Rec would check this. Oh, Anna would check the K, which is useful. I forgot about that. Let's try rec. Are we okay with this? Because I like this checks the C as well for creek. And the K for all of our guesses. It confirms that. Ellie says no. Ria says yep. Josette says yes. Larry says yes. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm seeing more yeses. Good. Yes, it was reek. Oh my god. Go us. Look at that. Perfect throwaway word. Whoever suggested wreck, that was great. I think it saved us. That was tense. And it's only getting tenser, guys. Nice. Whew. I'm relieved. Issy says this is a lot more intense than the last time I was here. Yeah, sometimes hurdle. It's not a cooldown from the crossword. It's a stress inducer. They should attach like heart monitors to me while I play hurdle. I'm always off the charts. Blake, was wreck your idea? Thank you so much. Okay. Is anyone still with us on YouTube? I'd like to take a guess from YouTube because I haven't in a while. Unknown is saying hello, which I suppose could be a hurdle guess, but maybe I don't want to use something with a double letters, and you're probably not actually guessing, you're just saying hello. All right, but if no one is guessing on YouTube, then maybe I take Ellie and Blake's suggestion of poise. Poise. Yeah, it checks a lot of vowels. I don't hate it. Noise is probably a little wiser, because N's are slightly more common than P's. That is a consideration. Clark likes poise. All right, let's play. Solid. Very solid. Unknown was just saying hello, not trying to guess. Okay, so where does the I belong? Well, it's probably not the beginning. I can't think of any I-O blank blank E words, so I think we might even know that the I goes here, which even that is a little rare, an IE ending. Ooh, movie and Moxie, those are both good guesses. Movie and Moxie. Can we think, Six and Coco is here saying Moxie. Can we think of any other words? We might as well. Okay, movie or Moxie. So it can be either. Let's try movie. Looks like it's Moxie. I'm doing it. Unless this is really rash. Yeah, Blake, I had the same intuition as you, but seems we were both wrong. Moxie, very good word. Okay, all right, now we've 5 out of 5, last level, and this is what separates the noobs from the pros, which is that now these are all the 4 answers to our previous 4 boards, and we only get 2 guesses of our own to get the answer here. And actually, these words have not hit at all. We barely have any information. Normally, we get like some greens. Sometimes we get 5 yellows, and it's just an anagram. We have nothing to work with here, and we only have 2 guesses. This is going to be Herculean, honestly. I don't know how we're supposed to do this. Yeah, 3 words starting with M, right? So when the intermediate words have a lot of overlap in letters, it actually hurts us for the final round. 3 M words hurt. Yes, Nix and Coco. All right. It can't be spoil because the I is in the wrong spot. Team Matzo wants idiot. That would be another mean word. Pious. Pious. Snoopy and Barry like pious. I'm not gonna hit enter. I just want to put it in just to look at it. I'm not. Yeah, no T. What was T on? What was the guess for T? Is he saying lions? They tend not to do plural words. Pious is decent, says Tess. All right, I'm gonna guess it. Oh man, I really, really hope. Oh my god. This is stressful. We have 1 guess left. We have 1 guess. The I is in the second position, and we know there's an S now. Wow, how do we do this? So the O probably doesn't go at the beginning. It technically could. Ooh, Emma guessing solid, Debzen and Logician guessing disco. Hold on. Solid and disco, do they both work? No, solid. It can't be solid. The I. Whew, it can't be solid. A lot of people saying disco. Bison. Wait, it can't be solid also because the I needs to be here. Disco and bison. No, it's not bison because the N. We know there's no N at the end. Hold on. We might be in good shape. Is there anything other than disco that could work? And is there any reason disco doesn't work? Oh my god. This would be the pull of the century. Disco? I haven't hit enter. Ellie wants it. Ria wants it. It can't be solid. The I isn't in the right place. Blake wants disco. Are we doing it? I'm so stressed. Wrong spot. No O. There is an O. We need an O. M Huck says do it. I can't think of anything else says Issy. All right, I'm doing it. Cross your fingers hard. Amazing. Oh my god, how do we pull that out? We had no information. We had nothing to go on. Win or lose, let's disco. Glitter ball away. How did we do that? How did you guys do that? That came out of nowhere. We had such little stuff to work off of. Oh my god. And Stella's like, pshaw. Wow, that was a blast. Blake is like, we're smart, Jack. Yeah, I keep forgetting, Blake. Oh, wow. You guys are smart. It's always an honor to solve these puzzles with you. I had a blast, as I usually do. Please join us tomorrow for the special celebrity guest host with Andrew Walker and a Hallmark-themed crossword puzzle. And check out Arkadium.com. In the meantime, they put out awesome. You could play a backlog of Hurdle right now if you just Google Arkadium Hurdle or look up Arkadium LA Times crossword. You could play yesterday's if you want. And I will not be here this weekend, so May will be with you solving puzzles every day as we do here. I'll see you back on Tuesday, but we stream every day at noon Eastern. If you don't follow us and you're watching, why not? Ian just followed us. Follow Ian's example. We're here every day. All right. Bye, everybody.